very much. Mr. Cloud.
Thank you. I really appreciate you being here. I echo the comments. This is the fun committee to be on. This is Plan B for me. I initially wanted to be an astronaut, so I'm a little jealous. You know, for us, the challenge is, you know, I want to kind of look at the national security competitive aspects to the situation, and I've been committee hopping, so I apologize if I'm repeating anything. But the challenge for us is our job's to manage the checkbook, and so we're looking at national security issues. No doubt space is important, from our commerce, from military assets, from having the high ground on information, how integrated it is with our phones and you know, just GPS and everything we do nowadays. But yet many defense experts are now looking at our national debt as they'll list that as the primary concern from a national security standpoint. And so, you know, we all buy into how awesome flagship missions are, not debating whether they should be, but then at the same time we've seen this explosion in the commercial space industry of innovation and being able to do things. I mean, it's grown pretty quickly in the sense of being able to be innovators and do things efficiently. And even your comments in the sense that seems to be where the innovation is, or a lot of it at this point is in the commercial space industry and being able to do things efficiently and effectively. You know, I think back to the failures not an option days. I would have thought NASA is the primary innovator. So how do we kind of bring that together? I can't help but wonder, is there a culture issue in a sense that, you know, we have James Webb on one hand, we have explosion of innovation on the other hand. Is there something NASA can do to be innovative, to begin to do things more efficiently? Is that even a question, or do we kind of fall back on the flagship argument, which is a valid one, not debating it, but...
You know, I think NASA is doing things innovatively, and I think when you look at the design of Webb, that's innovation in and of itself. And I would remind you, you know, we're trying to image within a few million years of the Big Bang. We are measuring the atmospheres of planets around other stars. We are doing amazing things, and that's what 60 years of leadership at NASA has done. It has made us the world leaders in astrophysics, in earth science, in planetary science, in heliophysics. It puts us in an amazing position, and with each of those innovations comes leadership and technology, and those technologies spin off in ways that benefit our economy.
And I'd just like to add on, just to clarify my previous statement about commercial providers are doing things very innovatively. They can do them faster than NASA. NASA is also doing things in an innovative way, but we have a different focus, a different mission that we're looking further into the future for. And so I think that is the distinction between the two. NASA is an incredible problem solver. We're taking the really, really big problems and trying to make them into bite-sized pieces. Right. And I think if we can hand some of those pieces off to commercial to come out, do a faster turnaround, then together I think we can be the problem solvers that will get us to the lunar surface.
I've talked to some people in the private space industry that, of course, most of those came from NASA, and you know, the brain trust has been dispersed in a sense, and asked them specifically, like, what's the difference? And just the ability to move quicker, I think, was part of it. And I don't know if there's stuff that we could do to make that simpler on you either, and I'd be open to those kind of ideas. Mr. Rose, in a recent article advocating for the creation of U.S. Space Command, you acknowledge that both Russia and China are developing anti-satellite weapons to threaten the U.S. and our allies. Are we prepared to respond to an anti-satellite attack?
Sir, we are getting better. And I want to stress that this is something that the Obama administration was working on, and I give a lot of credit to the Trump administration for highlighting public attention on this. we need to do a couple of things. One, we need to enhance our diplomatic efforts to develop norms of behavior. But secondly, we need to enhance the resiliency of our space architectures. One of the reasons Russia and China are developing these capabilities is because they believe we have an asymmetric vulnerability. So going to one of your first points, I think it's critical that we provide sufficient budgetary support for enhancing the resiliency of our national security space architectures.
Thank you.